Good morning, everybody. Big Dog Northeast Colorado Storm Chasers welcoming you to our daily briefing. It's 12:15 p.m., July 11th, giving you guys an update on today's forecast. Maybe some of you are traveling up here to Fort Morgan for today's Bob Stock. It's going to be going on at the park in Fort Morgan. Maybe you're traveling to the lakes because it's Friday and you want to get a good chance to go. I want to fill you in on the forecast because there is a chance of severe weather today. Kind of tell you where we're going to be today as well. We're probably not going to be local today like we've been the last few days. I think we're going to be going out a little bit farther northeast, more towards the corner of the state, because I think that's where a lot of the big activity is going to be at today. However, that doesn't mean you're in the clear here, so I do want to give everybody a chance to understand that. Let's first thank our sponsors, Cooper Construction, Colby Morrow, 970-980-4803. You also have Rempro, Brandon Geis, 970-768-4206. Rempro, 970-768-4206. And then you have Pro Roofing America with the dogs barking in the background. Nick Jimenez, 970-467-1716. And PeacefulCoexistenceLTD.com. PeacefulCoexistenceLTD.com. That's the guard dogs that I have, and my granddaughter screaming out of control there to yell at them. That's also Powerhouse Roofing and Exteriors, 970-324-7651. And Curb Appeal, 970-380-1066. And finally, once the dogs are done calming down, Crystal Wilkie, Sterling Branch Manager, AW Laser Art, 308-235-5322. So thank you to our wonderful sponsors for being a part of us. Glad to have you all on. Here we go. Let's dive into the forecast. Okay, so let's go to our window scene. You should still be able to hear me and everything, so hopefully everything works right. You never know. Sometimes these things just don't work right for us. So let's dive on into the Storm Prediction Center first. They have updated us today. We've been upgraded, believe it or not. This has been changing quite a bit as the day has gone on. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you go here, this is the 06 Zulu. We were only in the green. And then the 1300 Zulu time, they bumped us a slight little shot. And then look at this. Now today, this afternoon, look at this. We bumped even higher. So let's look at some of our threats. Okay, let's go to the categorical threats. So Northeast Colorado, target zone today for the slight risk of severe weather. So I do think there's going to be a chance. Basically, Larimer County, Weld County, Boulder County, Denver County, places like that. Logan, Sedgwick, Phillips, Washington, Yuma County, you guys are all under the gun today with severe weather chances. Tornado is not a threat. However, I got to show you this. This is pretty dangerous if you're looking at the Illinois area up here. This and Iowa, guys, look at this. That's a high threat. Okay, let me take off the counties and you'll see it much better. That is a high tornado threat. That's a 10% chance, okay, of literally a greater than an EF2 or EF5 tornadoes within a 25 miles of a point. So if you have family that lives in this area, you might want to let them know to be weather-wise today. That's a very significant chance of a tornado, and a large tornado at that, folks. So if anybody that you know that lives in this area, you might want to tag them to this and just let them know, hey, you need to be careful. Again, we do cover Northeast Colorado, but, we have friends from all over the United States that we talk to quite a bit. Josh Hart, who's from Eastern Kentucky, a great friend of mine. We love sharing his forecast for him as well. And there are times that Josh will ask me to do something for him, and I'll do it for him because I think it's cool that he follows this all the way from Eastern Kentucky. But if you have friends or family, basically in that northern Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, and let's see, it looks like some parts of Michigan there are also involved. So you might want to let them know, in Wisconsin, to let them know severe weather is a big threat for them. Now, let's get back to Colorado. Let's go to our wind threat. 15% chance of wind threat for us here. So severe winds are definitely a possibility out here. So if you're going to these venues, like I'm talking Bob's talking places like that, and they have these little tents up, you might want to let them know to make sure they have them weighted down because this will blow over these tents very easily. Okay, we're looking at 55 to 65 mile an hour wind gusts out in this area. If I put the counties back up, which I will, you'll see that Morgan County is kind of close to that area. Logan, Phillips, Sedgwick, Yuma, you guys are all used to that being hollered out there. But a hail is a threat today as well. Hail, large hail could be a threat. So that is definitely a possibility with everybody. I do want to also go to the Colorado Flood Threat Bulletin, if I can type. These guys have an update for us today as well. They're very good about keeping us posted on their website. There is a flood threat today. There really is. And I'm going to show you this here, folks. Okay, let me zoom in just a little bit here and drag it down, because this mostly focuses on our area. So let's look at Morgan County. Okay, in Washington counties. If you look, I'm going to click on this guy here real quick. Let me scroll up there. Okay. So what this means is, oops, if it will give it to me. Sometimes it does and sometimes it don't. Here we go. Isolated to widely scattered max 1 inch per hour rain rates, or of 2 inches, an isolated max of 3 hour rain amounts of 3.5 inches are possible. This can cause a rapid rise in creeks and streams, increased runoff into gulches and ponding of water in low-lying roads, and ponding of water and fields. So folks, there is a moderate flood threat today for northeastern Colorado. So I do want you to be aware of that. Okay, so just remember that enhanced risk for heavy rainfall because a cold front's coming over. So that obviously is going to do that. Okay, so I just want everybody to be aware that is definitely something we need to look out for. And if you're at Bobstock, you may want to be careful. These are burn scars, is what you see here, just so everybody understands. These are fires that have burnt in the past and they're still growing and they're prone to floods really easy. So that's why you see those pop up on there like that. So let's go back to the Storm Prediction Center and talk about that for today. And then tomorrow, I think, oh, hold on. What was that? That was interesting. I just saw something come through. I don't know what I hit, but I saw something come across, which I wasn't ready for. Oh yeah, fire. Yes. There is also a fire threat still in western Colorado. And there's isolated dry thunderstorms coming through. These are thunderstorms that just produce lightning and start fires. So people in the western slope, I was talking about Steve Trujillo yesterday, my buddy in Gunnison. He says they've got several fires out by Gunnison and places surrounding his area by the San Luis Valley. So it's pretty dangerous down there right now. They had a thunderstorm go through yesterday, real early morning, started a fire overnight, and it just kind of smoldered and finally blew up yesterday as the winds came through. So they're dealing with a lot of fire danger right now in western Colorado. So just want you to be aware of that for those folks in those areas. Okay, let's talk about National Weather Service here in local area. This here is for the Fort Morgan Airport. I'll do another town here in just a minute. But there is now in effect a flood watch. Okay, this just came out, a flood watch from 6 p.m. this evening through late tonight. Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall is possible overnight Friday into Saturday morning. Portion of northeast Colorado, including the following areas: Logan, Morgan, Weld, Phillips, Sedgwick, and Washington counties. We are under a flood watch until 6 p.m. tomorrow, or starting at 6 p.m. tonight, through late tonight. In other words, they'll probably cancel it when they feel like the rain has eased up. So we are all under a flood watch. Okay, excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying or flood-prone locations. Excessive street flooding in creeks, rivers are possible. Yeah, this means for here at my house, folks, we're going to be putting the sandbags up. We have to. You all know that I flood here at my place. City's never going to do anything about it. Sorry, I don't mean to get personal, but they never are going to do anything about it to fix it. So, unfortunately, I'm going to flood most likely, and I've got everything caulked and sealed the best I can, and we're hoping we still had some other pieces of construction that need to be finished that have yet to get finished, but we're waiting on that person to come and finish it. But hopefully we'll get that done. But I'm telling you, flooding is a potential. There it is, tonight's flood watch right there for Morgan County. Okay, so I'm just letting you all know that is a possibility. 60% chance of rain turning to 80% tonight. Okay, what's that do for the concert? I'll show you in just a minute. Saturday, 20% chance of storms, but then we dry out Sunday and Monday, but we bounce right back into it on Tuesday. Okay, so let's pinpoint. Let's talk about where, what time. So this is the Fort Morgan area, and again, I'm doing this one because of the Bobstock that's going on. Okay, so 5 o'clock tonight, we go to a chance of thunderstorms. 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. 5 through 9 o'clock, guys, that's right in the heat of Bobstock going on, right in the middle of Bobstock. So look at the rainfall, folks. Okay, wow. That's occasional rain falling for that time from 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. So you might get a washout tonight of rain at the concert in some spots, not in the whole, what I'm saying in some spots of the state, sorry, but at Bobstock, you're probably going to get some type of rain issue tonight. So I'd have rain gear ready to go, umbrellas, stuff like that, because if the stage is protected and there's not a lot of lightning, I'm sure they'll play, but I'm sure lightning is going to be a possibility because I think thunderstorms are going to come through, and I'll show you pivotal weather here in just a few moments. So we go to literally a 90% of sky cover, a 78% chance of thunderstorms, 78% chance of thunderstorms. Yeah, I'm going to say most likely is what it's saying at this point for Morgan County. So Fort Morgan, Bobcast folks, Bobstock, I'm telling you, going to be a rough night for you. Now, let's talk about the part of the state, though, that I'm concerned about, okay, because there's more to that. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. I didn't mean to close that. So I'm going to go to the part of the state where I'm a little concerned at, okay, and there's the flood watch that just came out, everyone, as you can see. I am going to focus probably right here on the Julesburg area, okay? So Julesburg, right now you've got some high dew points at 56. It's 89 degrees right now. Things are heating up, okay? But you're going for 40% to 80% chance of thunderstorms tonight. You are under a flood, or you are, I don't think you are. No, you are under the flood watch. That's North Platte. That's why. Okay, Julesburg is definitely under the flood watch. But let's just say this. My feeling is tonight, those storms are going to be coming through later, okay? Much later. So let me show you what I'm talking about there. Let's go to the forecast for tonight. 5 o'clock, you have a slight chance, but look at 8 and 9 o'clock. Things are really going to pick up. So we're going to be out in that area probably going to leave here around 4 o'clock today to get in that area ready to go and stage. Right now, I'll be honest, if you're from Nebraska, you know where I'm talking about. We're going to be out at Potter. Probably going to go to Potter, most likely is where we're going to go. Kenny and the town of Potter have some kind of mutual love because that town is the place where Kenny likes to go. So let me try that again. I was supposed to be Potter, Nebraska, and he gave me Potter, New York, where I don't want to go. So sorry, N-B. N-E, Nebraska. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. So let's go to Potter, Nebraska. I went back to Potter, Birmingham. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Potter, Nebraska. Cheyenne County. Why did it not do that? Oh, that's so weird. You guys see me selecting on it. Okay, now it finally went. I don't know what happened. So they're obviously getting some rain out there right now. Okay, some light rain is falling out at Potter. Okay, but that's kind of where we're going to set up tonight. 79 degrees, light rain, 51 dew point, but there's thunderstorms are going to really pick up for them folks. Again, they're just getting a precursor of it going through tonight. But I think this is the area where there is a slight chance of a tornado threat. So we're probably going to be out in here first to start with it. But I think the storms are going to turn south and come across the northeast corner of Colorado. And I'll show you that here in just a second because I do want to log into Pivotal because I think Pivotal is really good to help us out with this. So I might have to log into it, but that's quite all right. But I just want you to know that's what I'm going to use to show you all this forecast. Okay, so give me just a moment to log in real quick. If it logs in. Not sure. I am not sure. Okay, I've got another place I can go to if I can't get that one. Fine, I'll go somewhere else. Let's go to the HER here. Let's click on this. This is our HER forecast for tonight. Again, I think convection, I think there's definitely going to be a good chance of thunderstorms tonight. And there's a possibility of some good supercells. Okay, so if I look at my supercell composite for tonight, here's Colorado and all the places I'm talking about. Okay, but let's move this through here a little bit. So I'm going to make it move. You can see it all moving through. And there comes those storms. But there's our supercell chances right here. Okay, so again, this is 0 Zulu. So this is about 6 o'clock tonight when those parameters come through for supercells. So I do think Northeast Colorado has a good shot of supercells to come through. That parameter of tornadoes is there's a bit of a threat tonight for those. And I do think it's going to be out in that area. But again, it's very slight, but there's what I'm talking about. Some small shots, and I think that that's going to be close to that Potter area. So we are going to go out there tonight just to kind of keep an eye on that and see what happens. Let's run the radar for you all so you can see what the reflectivity is going to look like tonight. Okay, so let's bounce it through. All right, here we go. So as we run it through, you can see it's coming through. The winds are shifting. You get those easterly winds. There's some Good stuff starting to form. And there comes the thunderstorms. There's Morgan County here, Washington, Logan. You can see they're firing up just north in Weld County there. Okay, we can move it just a little bit slower here so it won't go as fast. Now we'll go a little bit faster. Okay, there's that storm out by Potter I was talking about, folks. That's the one we're thinking. Okay, and look at it turn. It becomes what's called a right mover. So it goes from here down to here, and we think it's going to cross this path tonight. This is what we think. So that's why we're doing it. See that? Sedgwick County going through, boom, into Kansas. That's what we're thinking is going to happen tonight. So we're going to go to that route. Now, some of you are like, well, wait a minute. There's some in Colorado here. Yeah, that's out by Washington County and eastern Morgan counties. And that's where I think that flooding potential is going to be. But I don't think you have the supercell. I think you have a chance for supercell composite to happen. But I don't think you have the tornadic threats. So I do think there's going to be some good chance of heavy rain in Morgan County tonight. So you can see that again. Bob Stock concert, right, going to be right there. I click on that guy right there. Okay. And let's see if I can run that through. There it goes. And then it runs through. So I think the biggest parameter is going to be that storm that goes here and turns right. I'm not a fan of right turners because when they do turn to the right like that, they can be pretty strong and severe. So that kind of does worry me a little bit in that area. So if you're probably in the Fleming area, Haxton, Holyoke, you might be in that threat tonight. Sorry, Susan, I wasn't on the comments at that point. Yeah, Logan has the flood watch as well. So yeah, definitely. Yuma County has a flood watch. It surely will not affect actual Yuma though. I look at the models here though. Let me go back to that model. I mean, you can see. Look at that. That's Yuma County right there. You guys are going to be into it tonight. So I do think that you're going to get a pretty significant storm coming through. Not as wild as what we'll have. It'll be more severe in our area, but as it goes to you guys, it's going to continue with some heavy, slow moving rain. I mean, these are hours. I mean, if you watch me move this is an hour time slot. So if I run that first slot here, guys, this is 5 o'clock, I think. Let's see, 5, 6, let's see, 1, subtract, okay, 1900, hold on, I got to do the math, guys. 19, yeah, about 7 o'clock right here. Over Fort Morgan. It's going over Fort Morgan at 7. 8 o'clock still over Fort Morgan, raining pretty good. 9 o'clock still raining pretty good over Fort Morgan again. There could be another one. And then we go 10 o'clock, 11, 12, and it finally goes through. Okay, and then look, it refires again, a couple more cells overnight tonight. Okay, this is in the early morning hours, guys. And look at this, Morgan County, again, another one going through. So we could have overnight thunderstorms tonight as well. So I do think there is a threat for all the eastern counties today, to be very honest with you. So that's where I'm at for today. I'll take questions now. If anybody has any questions, while our sponsors are streaming across the side there, thank you so much. I know I went really long, but I want people to be aware of what is going to be happening today. Matter of fact, I'll pull up the radar on the other screen here real quick, and I'll go to that for you all to see the radar. So let me go to I don't know if it'll share my window screen of the radar. It may not. So let me go to the other one. I'll go to the National Weather Service's radar because it will show you theirs. Because I don't think you have it set up for radar scope on there yet for you guys. Let's go to their radar. We're in the high res. Let's see if I can change that. Yeah, there we go. So there's our weather radar right now. This is from the National Weather Service in Cheyenne. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's radar. And I'll run it through, and you can see that there's those storms out on Highway 30, US 30. They're nothing big, folks, but that's the front. Matter of fact, I would say that's probably your front. You can see its tail of the front right through here. So it's slowly going through, and it's going to trigger off those storms as things fire off. So I think we're definitely in for it. I don't know when it's going to be here, but it's going to be here. Okay, so let me show that again, and you can see it better. I apologize. So again, there's the front right there coming through, and you can see some of this moisture just trailing off. I do think these storms are just going to fire on off right behind them as they go through. It didn't show you a screen, did it? I don't know why it didn't show it for you. I'm looking at it. You guys have a blank screen on yours. I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now you can see it. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. So I'll take some questions. I hope you can see it now, Susan. I did enlarge it. I'm sorry. So no, you're like me. I have to have big font. Actually, my commercial screens on my font on my screen I see right now strolling across our sponsors I can't read those. I have to go to the live scene in order to see everything. So questions, I'll take them now because people are going to Bobstock tonight. Big concerts going on, and I want to make sure that people, if they have any questions, they ask them now. I know there's not a lot of viewers right now. I only have 26, but the more that we can share this out and let people know, the better. So I'll take them here real quick if anybody has any. I'll stay on the stream for a couple minutes, and while we're doing that, I will thank our sponsors real quick, unless any questions do come in. But I do want to thank PeacefulCoexistenceLTD.com, and also like to thank Powerhouse Roofing and Exteriors for being our sponsor as well. And don't forget to let them know that you got it from us. So curb appeal. Fleming, I would say late, 9 o'clock, between 9 and 10, because we're going to dive on those storms out in Potter around 6, and I think it's going to take a while to get to you. So also AW Laser Art, Crystal Wilkie, thank you. Cooper Construction, Kobe Morrow is another great sponsor. Also would like to thank Rempro, Brandon Geist, as our sponsor. And then Nick Jimenez from Pro Roofing America is another one. So great sponsors, guys. Great sponsors. So happy to have all of our sponsors on. So there you go. I hope that helps you for your time frame, Susan. Things can change. That's what the current models are saying right now. So again, we're all going to make that out there to those locations. So yeah, sorry, Darby. If you want to do the playback, you can too. But just very quickly, I think there's a flooding chance for here for all of northeastern Colorado. There's a flash flood watch. Excuse me, not a flash flood watch, a flood watch in effect for tonight. So thank you so much. I appreciate that comment, Susan. Very nice of you. So again, if you have plans, if you're on the lakes, if you're at Bobstock or any places, know that there is a flood watch tonight. So rising creeks, if you're near water, know that there could be a good chance of rapidly rising creeks tonight because of the heavy rain, guys. There's a definite possibility. Some spots could get 3 inches of rain at that. So in a short period of time, and we don't want to happen what happened in Texas. Will it be like that? No. But even minor flooding can catch people off guard. You know, the National Weather Service has a great saying that says, turn around, don't drown. If you see water in front of you and you're just not sure, they always tell people, turn around, don't drown. So that's the best thing. Thank you so much, Crystal. I appreciate the kind words. So without anything else, I think that's all the questions that I'll take for today. Again, thank you for watching. Share this stream. The more you share it with people, the more that we get Facebook analytics. Pounding that like sign, pounding that heart sign. It's so great. That makes so much difference right now because now we're on a new bonus program with Facebook, which helps us out. So it makes a whole big difference for us. And I will tell you, last month we had a great month with all the donations and stuff to help us going. We've drained that down pretty much to nothing at this point because we've been chasing so much. And that's my fuel cost for these guys to help them go and do that. So your delivery of that type of stuff really makes a difference for us. There's people that Venmo us, PayPal us, and do that stuff automatically goes into our account, and I put that right in there. And that's how I give these guys gas money and say, look, I need you to go to this place or this place. You know, yesterday we had 4 chasers out, which is great. And that's what fuels the fleet for us is your guys' support. So by supporting us, that makes such a great difference for us. So again, you see that on our webpage. Make sure you go to bigdogwx.com and do that. You can support us by buying our merch at bigdogwx.com. That's a great way to support us as well. We need all those support and love and support from all of you because that makes a difference for us. So again, just even going simply to our website, and if you want to shop and buy merch, I'm telling you, AW Laser Art does it all for us. She set this all up for us. I did not set this up. Okay, Crystal did this, and she did a great job. And if there's something you specifically want, let us know. We will put it in the wish list, and Crystal can load it up for us and make it work. So, I mean, there is more things that are going to be coming out. So I'll try to follow up with her on that to get those taken out. So please support us, and we do get proceeds of that. Crystal gets her portion of it, of course, but she also gives us our portion that we deserve. So without her, we wouldn't be where we are. And we went local. We were using other companies to make it work, and we'd rather keep it local if we could. So that makes a huge difference for us. So that's it. That's all I have for everybody today. I hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks for watching us. We'll be live as soon as something goes. If there's a flood warning, we'll make sure we put those out for all of you to know as well. So signing off from the doghouse. Hope you guys have a great afternoon. I will see you later, and take care and stay safe. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.